Now here's a brand that's become part of our local lingo, quite literally. You want to search for something on the internet, you're most likely going to end up saying, Google it. Founded in 1998, Google has made big strides in the world of technology and spread its wings far and wide to be available to its customers at numerous touchpoints. The company has recently decided to bet big on localization of content in India and believes that the next generation of Indian consumers will consume content on the internet first. I caught up with Rajan Anandan, Google India's managing director, to talk about successes, failures, new ventures and everything digital. Take it away. In terms of revenue generation, while India is, this marketplace with huge amounts of potential, how far behind are we, let's say, with your top 3 markets?
India today has a rapidly growing but still small digital advertising market.
Sure.
This year, total advertising spend in India will be a little over $6 billion. And the digital advertising market is about $450 million. So it's about 7.5% of total ad spend is now on online advertising, right? The digital advertising market is growing at north of 50%. The overall advertising market will grow somewhere between 9 and 10% for the year. So, that's the big difference between India and, let's say, and Australia, which already has a $2 billion digital advertising market, or for that matter, Japan, which has a $9 billion digital advertising market. So today, India is sort of in a very interesting position for at least for Google, where as a country, it's the 3rd largest internet user market in the world. And if you look at usage of our products, be they search, mail, video, maps, etc., we're among the top countries in the world. But when it comes to monetization and revenue, we still have a long way to go.
When you say that usage, we're in the top 3, but actual monetization, we're, very, very low. How will you bridge this gap?
The digital advertising market is between $450 to $500 million this year, right? Group M has pegged it at 2,500 crores is online advertising this year, right? But the overall ad market is 6 billion. So the 6 billion number market is growing at 10%. The digital market, which is, call it 2,500 crores, is growing at 50%. Right. So if the current growth rates continue, and we actually think the current growth rates will accelerate, all right, so next year, if you go year by year, 2 years ago, the digital advertising market was growing at 30%. Last year it grew at 40%. This year it's growing at 50%. So if you just, take 50% on the current base, right, what we're looking at is a digital advertising market by 2015 that will be well over $1 billion. And by 2018 will be over 2 billion, right? So it is foreseeable that sometime before 2020, the digital advertising industry will be well north of $2.5–3 billion. And at that stage, we're looking at a very large medium.
I also believe that Google is looking very seriously in India at smaller businesses. Is that actually accurate? And what kind of effort have you put into this to ensure that, all these people believe that digital advertising is the way forward and their ROI here is actually the best?
Sure. The country has 12 million SMBs that have more than 5 employees, right? So really the addressable base for advertising, if you look at it that way, should be at least 12 million, right? That being said, only 150,000 businesses in India advertise across any media. Print has about 150,000 advertisers across all print publications across the country. TV has about 10,000 advertisers, and radio has about 7,000 advertisers. Our view is that most of Indian business, so really now talking about most of Indian small business, will advertise for the first time with internet and mobile. And we are already seeing that. And more than 50% of our SMB advertisers have never advertised on any other medium. So we believe that India will be an online and mobile first advertising market.
Everybody's talking about, how digital is the next big thing. We're getting into this era where, this is all going to be seamless. But with so much emphasis being put on it, has players like yourselves been able to inflate pricing?
There is no such thing as internet pricing. I'll give you a sense. India has 50,000 websites that are part of the Google Display Network. Sure. So what you'll see is with some platforms, pricing will increase over a period of time, and it's generally because more advertisers are activating themselves on those platforms. See, with TV, there are 500 channels.
Yeah, okay.
You know, and maybe 10 years from now there'll be 600 channels.
Sure.
You know, online there are hundreds of thousands of destinations, and there will be hundreds of millions of destinations.
Right.
So what you have on the internet is this incredible ability at very rapid speed to increase inventory.
Right.
And as inventory grows up, as you know, pricing doesn't go up as fast.
If you can also throw some light on, your focus on going regional and how that will give an impetus, be it, for more usage, on the internet per se, or it even be creating video content for YouTube. Because I think largely, I don't think the regional explosion has happened in terms of content, although I know that there's been a lot of effort.
Already YouTube is a local language sort of phenomenon. When you look at the broader ecosystem, our view is at 150 million users, the English web has sort of has come towards the end of the number of Indians who can speak English.
Absolutely.
So as we look at the next 150 million, 200 million, 300 million Indians, they will not be able to speak English. They will not be able to write English. They couldn't be able to read English. So solving three very important problems becomes a huge priority, right? We have to solve access, we have to solve the low-cost smartphone problem, and third, we have to solve the content problem.
Sure.
But we believe that the third problem is the easiest.
Don't you think, Google's attempt at a social network has not taken off at all with, your Google Plus, and that's really a big miss for a giant like yourself?
Our strategy on social is to make the web social, when we're going to start off by making all our products social. So I'll give you an example outside of Google Plus, right? When you do a search today, you get search results that are not only based on the most popular, most interesting, most highest quality sites that could provide you the information that you want, but you also get search results that folks in your social network or your circles have liked. You're looking for a Chinese restaurant in Delhi. Historically, you would have gotten, your results would have said, here are all the Chinese restaurants that people have gone to, that people have clicked on, and so on and so forth. But now let's say that 5 of your friends who are in Delhi also like Chinese food, and they've all plus one this one Chinese restaurant in Chanakyapuri. So guess what? Your search results now will also incorporate, at the very top of the page, the results from your social network. Now coming to Google Plus as a destination, Google Plus was launched a little over a year ago. We have 400 million signed in users. We have 100 million actives. If you go back and look at the history of the leading internet companies today, Google's various products, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, it took all of those companies, including Google, a very long time to get to 400 million
you were
users.
first-time movers in those spaces, so you've come into a place where social networking is established.
Not really. I mean, when let's just take when Twitter launched, Facebook existed. When Facebook launched, MySpace existed. When LinkedIn launched, all of those companies existed, right? So social as a category has actually existed for a decade.